My first thought is, okay, regardless of where your politics are, I don't know that this is the proper format, but there is a First Amendment, and this is a free country, and we all celebrate and love that ability to speak your mind. I also thought, I almost don't blame them, because you can tell by what they're saying. They've been fed so much misinformation. Of course people would be outraged by some of these things. They just happen to not be true, some of them.
Well, absolutely. I mean, there's been a lot of intellectual dishonesty about what this temporary ban does, and quite frankly, I guarantee that these left-wing Hollywood elitists weren't upset at the fact that President Obama issued a 6-month ban on Iraqis. The fact that he hardly let any Syrian refugees into this country, with the exception of his last year in office, which, wow, that really shows a lot of courage. You're doing that on your way out. Further, the list of 7 countries came from the Obama administration themselves. It came from a 2015 law that passed under President Obama that also got a broad swath of Democrat support as well. So there has been a lot of intellectual dishonesty, and it hasn't really been equally applied to what President Obama did, which quite frankly set the precedent for some of the actions that President Trump took as well.
Julie, with those facts in mind, is this selective outrage?
Well, I dispute a lot of those facts. I could go through them line by line and tell you, for example, that the Syrian ban is not a 90-day or a 3-month or a 6-month ban. It's indefinite. I can tell you that this was applying to green card holders as well, who could not come back, although despite the fact that they had been vetted and they had been living here and sometimes married to American citizens for a generation. I can talk about the fact that there was a 5-year-old boy that was prevented from being reunited with his mother for hours because of this ban. So we can go on and talk about the facts, and I love Lisa, but I don't agree with her facts.
But do you agree with her that the fact is that these 7 countries, that came from a selection process that was done under the Obama administration? It's not like the Trump administration picked these 7 countries.
What I find interesting about the Trump administration is
that... No, but Julie, on that point, that's true.
Fine, but while they're blaming this on the Obama administration, what they're not telling you is that for some of these countries, this ban is permanent. Obama never wanted to go after green card holders. We certainly did not discriminate against people from Iraq who helped us, as John McCain pointed out, people that risked their lives to help American soldiers who are now being prevented from coming here. But I do want to say this about
No, but hold on, Julie, because you said what I said was incorrect, and it's not. With the exception of Syria, the other countries listed, there is a temporary ban. Those countries do come from the Obama administration. Secondly, hold on, Julie. Secondly, President Obama hardly admitted many Syrian refugees, with the exception of 2016. President Trump is actually capping refugees basically where we've been for 15 years prior to 2016. Further, he did, in fact, issue a 6-month temporary ban with the country of Iraq. So nothing I said is factually incorrect, Julie.
Okay.
Actually, a lot of what you said is factually incorrect, which I already disputed. We can repeat your facts.
Let's get back to the debate at hand, which is celebrities talking about this stuff. Okay, Julie, some would say, listen, the left was so supported by celebrities for the Women's March, for Hillary during her campaign, all these kinds of things that, they like Democrats cozying up to Hollywood because they think they're so out of touch. Middle America and most Americans do not want to hear this from them. They did not vote for Hillary Clinton. They don't want to hear this far left stuff. So is this going to backfire? I mean, is Hollywood, for some people, going to become irrelevant when they just don't want to hear this? They want to see movies, or they don't want to know.
Wait, did you just say most Americans did not vote for Hillary Clinton? Because that's also factually correct.
No, I'm saying most Americans don't want to hear this stuff, and that they've talked about the fact that listen, it didn't resonate with them. So if it didn't work as a campaign strategy, is it going to work now, after the fact?
Well, I'll say this. Everybody has the First Amendment right to say what they want to say. I know despite Kellyanne Conway saying media organizations should fire people who disagreed with the Trump administration, we still have a First Amendment in this country. We also have the right not to patronize those celebrities if you don't agree with them. So if you're dreadfully offended by Julia Louis-Dreyfus and what she said, cancel your HBO subscription. If you're dreadfully offended by Ashton Kutcher, don't go see his movies. You have the right to do that as much as they have the right to voice their opinion. They have the forum to do it. They should be able to do it.
Yeah, Lisa, it's a free country, and these are people who are in creative, expressive in industries, so why not?
Well, no, they do have the right, and I have the right to turn the channel because, quite frankly, I find it obnoxious because, one, who are these celebrities to have the moral authority on anything in life? And secondly, they don't understand mainstream America any more than the left does right now, because if you look at the makeup of the new House in the Democratic Party, 1/3 of those Democrats come from California, New York, or Massachusetts. 2/3 come from either the East Coast or the West Coast. So those ideas, those statements that were on stage last night, many of the statements that we've seen from the Hollywood elite, particularly even at the Women's March last week. That's the problem with the left right now, is they don't represent mainstream America. And to Julie's point, Hillary Clinton may have won the popular vote, but the Democratic Party is going to continue to have problems winning the Electoral College if they continue to alienate those Americans living in the Rust Belt states, living in states that, quite frankly, these Hollywood elites have no idea what they go through.
All right. I think we could all agree it is a good thing to have a country where we have free speech and we can speak our minds. So
and
thank you both for doing that.
I just disagree with her.
Lisa and Julie, good to see you both.
Thank you.